Thank you for tuning in for this session. Thank you, Yahweh's Kingdom, for giving me the opportunity to present here tonight, to share my knowledge, experiences, and to have fun whilst sharing and teaching you. So let me tell you a little about myself. I am Nurse Fontenelle. I live and work in St. Lucia. I have been a registered nurse for almost 8 years now. I hold a bachelor's and a master's degree in public health, and I enjoy teaching, discussing, socializing, and of course, having fun. I run a blog about tropical living. It's ourtropicalliving.com, and an inspirational YouTube channel that's Ring Sonson. Tonight, we will be discussing the importance of drinking water. I chose to discuss the importance of drinking water because lack of water intake could be a contributing factor to many illnesses that can otherwise be prevented, which we will be discussing later on in the presentation. Saying water is life, we all know that we need water to bathe, to cook, to wash, to clean. But what about water for our bodies? There are advertisements for water, but why should we drink water and what is water? Water shortened is H2O. It is hydrogen combined with oxygen, and water is a clear, tasteless, and odorless fluid. It is an essential nutrient. It's composed of about 60% water, just like a cucumber. And depending on the literature, you might see that the human body is composed of 70% of water. So it varies from 60% to 70%. We can survive for about 3 days without drinking water, as water is essential for cells and tissue function. We lose large amounts of water daily through urination, breathing out, passing stool, and even from sweat. And it happens through sweat, through skin evaporation. So that needs to be replaced. Some individuals require more water intake than individuals, and it all depends on our activity level, our body size, age, our health status, sun exposure, and also where we live. More water intake. Here in St. Lucia, our warm climate makes us feel more thirsty, and we lose a large amount of water through sweat, so we need to keep hydrated. This also happens if we exercise. For individuals in the colder countries, less water intake is needed since the sweat turns into vapor, and since individuals feel less thirsty because of the varying temperature. If we have diarrhea or vomiting, then we need to increase our water intake to compensate for the fluid loss. Persons also need to increase their water intake. Individuals with bladder infections and individuals on medication, especially antibiotics, need to drink more water to flush out their system. So why is drinking water so important? Water is needed to reduce caloric intake. Water helps us stay full and it can help us lose weight. Food with high water content tends to look larger and has higher volume, so more chewing is required. Food with high water content is also absorbed more slowly by the body, so it helps us feel full and can help keep the calories off. We need to ensure that our diet is high in water-rich foods. That includes fruits, vegetables, broth-based soups, oatmeal, and even beans. These are healthier and they keep us full for longer. Staying full for longer periods mean that we eat less, which could help us lose weight since we take in less calories. We need to substitute high caloric drinks such as the sodas and the energy drinks and drink plenty of water. 0 calories. Drinking a glass of water about 30 minutes before a meal feel full, and it can also suppress our appetite since it keeps our stomach full because it takes up more space in our stomach. This causes us to eat less. This can help with maintaining an ideal body weight as it increases metabolism, which could help burn calories quicker. What is metabolism, you may ask? Basically, the chemical reactions our body go through to turn food into energy. Drinking plenty of water can reduce snacking as well. And since water is 100% calorie free, why not drink water? Water is needed for improved skin. Our skin contains plenty of water and it functions as a protective barrier to prevent excess fluid loss. Dehydration makes our dehydration makes our skin look more dry and more wrinkled, which could help improve. No, let me say that again. Dehydration makes our skin look more dry and more wrinkled, and that can be improved with proper hydration. Yes. Drinking water is good for the skin as it improves the elasticity of the skin, which means that water helps make the skin return to its normal state after it is stretched. Drinking plenty water helps us look more radiant, and research shows that it gives us a younger looking complexion. A higher water intake due to the impaired skin integrity. And depending on the severity of the burn, the blood vessels may become damaged. Remember earlier we said that the skin is a protective barrier to prevent excess loss. So the higher the percentage of burned skin, the more fluid is lost, so more dehydration occurs. Dehydration can be life-threatening and it can even cause death in burn victims. Is needed for waste removal. Water cleanses the body and it flushes toxins, which can increase bacterial growth. For example, water serves as a washer for the kidneys to get rid of bacteria to prevent urinary tract infections. It helps prevent kidney stones by relieving the salts and the minerals in urine that cause them. Our bodily fluids help transport waste in and out of our cells, and the kidneys help cleanse the body and help it get rid of toxins. Our intake of fluids need to be enough to get rid of the main toxin in our body, which is the blood urea nitrogen, and that's burn. Burn is a water-soluble waste that is able to pass through the kidneys to be excreted in the urine. When waste builds up in our body, it causes us to feel tired and we may feel bloated. Drinking water could help remove waste from the body and it can make us feel a few pounds lighter. Water is also needed to maintain bodily fluids. Drinking water helps maintain the bodily fluids such as creating saliva and maintaining the body temperature. Have you ever been so thirsty that your lips began cracking? Or have you had a burning sensation in your private region immediately after urinating? Well, these are all signs of dehydration. So the diagram shows infants and young kids are dehydrated. We see that adults can feel dizzy, they get headaches, feel thirsty, have muscle weakness, and darker yellow urine. Infants may feel drowsy, they may cry, they may not even produce tears. They may have dry mouth, dry and sticky tongue, and high fevers. And young kids could have dry diapers for more than 3 hours. So we need to maintain a balance between our water level to avoid dehydration, which occurs when the body loses too much fluid and it is replaced. Dehydrated brain works harder to accomplish tasks and shrinks because of low water levels as it is made up of 73% of water. If we do not drink enough water, our brain cannot function properly, and this leads to headaches, loss of focus, decreased concentration, and even changes in our mood, which can cause irritation. So, what does your urine say? If we are consuming enough water, then our urine flows freely, it has no odor, is less concentrated, and it has a light color. When we do not drink enough water, on the other hand, our urine has an odor and it becomes concentrated because the kidneys trap the fluids. The diagram shows the different urine colors. So what color is your urine? The diagram shows that if the urine matches the numbers 1, 2, 3, then you are hydrated. So you can go ahead and look at the diagram. If the urine matches the colors 4 up to 8, then you are dehydrated. and you need to drink more fluid. So what are the other functions and the importance of having water in your diet? Decreased water in the body causes a drop in blood volume, which makes the heart work faster to pump blood filled with oxygen to various parts of the body. Increased water intake can therefore reduce stroke and heart disease. Water cushions and lubricates joints to prevent cramps and sprains, and this enables us to move about better. Water can prevent constipation as it acts as a natural stool softener. It increases the amount of bowel movements, dissolves easier to pass through the digestive system. It relieves bad breath and it also washes away food products and bacteria from our mouth that can develop an offensive odor as it settles in our mouth over time. So what are the ways that we can increase water in our diet? Of water. Make drinking water a regular thing. Set a routine and stick to it, just like we have eating times or times to do specific activities. Why not set a water routine? As we do the routine, over time it becomes a habit and we will not have to struggle to keep up. Drink water instead of juice. Let water be a substitute. Instead of drinking juice, especially whilst eating, then get a glass of water. Try it to see. Remember, it is recommended that we drink either 30 minutes before we eat or 30 minutes after we eat, since drinking while eating slows digestion. Carry a water bottle on journeys so it can increase our chances of drinking water. For me, I carry a water bottle wherever I go just to force myself to drink water. And many times I do drink the water because if I want less weight, then I have to drink the water because the water bottle is heavy. And other times I feel guilty, so I drink the water, even if it's a sip I take, but I still do. Some of us do not like water, or sometimes we forget to drink water. So, to prevent this from happening, we could set an alarm on our phones to serve as a reminder, just to inform us that we should drink water. We have alarms to tell us when to wake up and when it is time to do something. So, we can set an alarm to remind us when to drink water. Do you agree? And oranges and tomatoes, as their water contents are high. We could add flavor to our water by slicing our favorite fruit or vegetable, then adding it to the water. I especially love this point because I love flavored water. I add cinnamon, celery, mangoes, wax apples, cherries, cucumber, bay leaf, ginger, and sometimes mixed frozen fruits to my water. It gives the water more taste and it increases my desire to drink water. Your bedside at night instead of getting up to go to the kitchen to drink water at night for easy access. One thing I dislike is waking up to urinate, but it is something I have to do and it is something I have no control over, so I have to do it anyways. Another thing I dislike is waking up because I am thirsty. I started keeping the water next to my bed so I could sip on it at night instead of having to go to the kitchen. And I also adopted the habit of drinking water when I get up to use the washroom. It helps me stay hydrated throughout the night, so you can try that. The creative minds, water bottles with markings are now made, and the bottles with the writings encourage us to drink and even tell us when we should drink water. So that could act as a water intake motivator. So purchase a water bottle with writing if you need a drink water motivator. So what are my recommendations to you? Water should be given to bedridden and elderly relatives or even patients, even when they are not thirsty, because they tend to have decreased thirst levels. Increased water intake could be contraindicated for some individuals, and fluid restrictions would need to be given by a physician, so we have to pay attention to that. Patients with heart problems or even kidney failure have fluid restrictions to at least less than a liter to a liter and a half per day. We should drink more water if we are physically active and live in warmer climates. Drinking water is important, but excess water intake could lead to water intoxication, so we have to be careful. I try to avoid drinking a large amount of water an hour to 2 hours before bed because I get up frequently to urinate if I do. Drink water the times that work best for you. Remember, your body cannot function at full capacity with insufficient water. So, what have we learned from this presentation? Through the body, carrying nutrients to cells and flushing waste out of our bodies. It cushions our joints. Without water as a routine part of our intake, we cannot digest or absorb food. And we will become sick, so drink water to maintain a healthy life and a younger looking you. Water is everywhere, and we need water to survive. It's important, and that they will increase their water intake after listening to this presentation. Let me know. Have any questions?